Hey guys, how you guys been doing? In our lives we go through so many different challenges, right? Sometimes there's struggles, sometimes there's conflicts, sometimes things just flow. You notice how some days you have things that flow, some things that don't flow. But I feel for you guys because sometimes there is ups and downs, but we just need to take a deep breath, focus within, and a big thing here is we really need to do is to let it go and to trust it. Just keep that in mind and be loving to yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. I always like to say that because I mean it. But hi everyone, I'm Mark. I'm the spiritual advisor and coach. I offer wonderful sessions. Why don't you check it out? The description box below. Many ways I can help you on your journey. And welcome to your weekly pick a card. Here's pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Pick the pile that you feel drawn to, that you feel really strong that that's the pile for you. And there's messages on every card I pick from the pile. And please subscribe. I love you to be part of my spiritual family. And this way you can keep up to date with all the info on my channel. And I know you guys are getting excited because these messages always come your angels, guides, and loved ones, God, and they want to just share with you. And let's get started. Here we go, guys, and here's pile number 1. Manifest miracles. Let me tell you something. This is the time. This is really the time to really manifest. The portals are open. So I know the portals are always open, but they're really open more than ever, because what's happening here is we're going through, our subconscious mind is going to a higher level of an awareness. I know people talk about the veil opening up. Well, not to disappoint you guys, but the veil has always been open up. I mean, it's been opened up for years and years and years. The thing is, our subconscious mind is going to a higher frequency, so we have more in awareness. So when we have more of the awareness, well, then we're going to be able to feel more, hear more, see more. So keep that in mind. So when you're seeing these spiritual changes that are going on, and why I'm bringing this point out to you guys is because once we go to higher frequency, more doors are open up, but we need to believe. We need to believe within ourselves, right? And we need to let things go and let things flow. Because if we don't let it go and we don't allow it to flow, how does the door stay open? We don't realize by our thoughts, if we think negative, we keep the doors closed. So try to convert your mind into the opposite way of thinking more positive, and then you can manifest these miracles. Because you know what? Don't ever, ever, ever limit yourself. When you limit yourself, then the possibilities get slimmer and slimmer. Why? Because it's our mindset. It really comes down to it's the intent. What do we want? The universe only knows what we think of. We could pray all day, and I would never tell you not to, but we want to keep in mind our thoughts are manifesting our reality. So when you want to manifest the miracles, you need to believe within yourself, and whatever you're thinking of, even though you're not verbally saying it out loud, you are manifesting it. So keep that in mind. You are manifesting things that, well, you may not always want. And you can thank the angels on the other side. Thank them to ups and downs. That, let me tell you something, they clear a lot of the stuff that we manifest, because everything manifested the way we were thinking of. You don't want to know the outcome of that. We're talking about when we get into the negative thought pattern. And here's another thing that's really important from your angels and guides, even sending masters, they just tell me. Love and accept yourself. Love and accept yourself. That means don't think for a moment. Like I always like to say is that look within ourselves. Feel who we are. Don't we deserve the best? We want to accept who we are, even though, yes, I know we have our flaws and, we make our mistakes, or maybe some things we don't like about ourselves. But isn't there a lot of things that you do like about yourself? Do you ever question yourself that? Because in reality, when we start to love and accept of who we are, it makes a big difference. Because how can you manifest miracles if you're not accepting what is? Right? Your mind could be scattered. You could be in all different places. But when we start to accept ourselves of who we are, I know we judge ourselves. Sometimes we judge others. I mean, you guys know that. We all do. We all slip up and make boo-boos. Okay, we're human. It's all good. All right? But when we start to accept of what really reality, what surrounds us, we may say, well, I wish I had more money. Oh, I wish I had a better boyfriend or girlfriend. Oh, I wish I had this. I wish I had that. Just appreciate that you do have. No one's perfect, but live in the reality of accepting whatever you have and love yourself. Feel the needs within you to feel good. Because once you feel good within yourself and you're in tune with yourself, then these beautiful, beautiful miracles can manifest because you're at a higher frequency. You're at a higher vibration. You feel better about yourself, don't you? Because when you feel better, do you guys ever question? Or thinking in your mind is, I always think this way. At least majority of the times. Maybe I should stop being so negative, or maybe I should change my thoughts on how I feel, think, and believe. Just because I'm dealing with stressful times, do I have to live in that? Question that. When we get in tune with ourselves, we know and accept things even if they're not perfect. And that's where all these beautiful miracles can occur. Because as we're thinking, we're making our own movie. You also want in your life peace and harmony. Don't we want that? Don't we want to feel that total bliss? That total enlightenment. We're so running around in circles, making errands, doing things, going here and there and everywhere. But do we ever have self-peace within ourselves? And that balance and that harmony. And feel within ourselves. I'm sure this is in your guys' minds. You may say, well, yeah, I don't really know how to love myself. And, and I don't know how to create the peace. You know what? Let me tell you something. When I was doing massage work, I still do it, but not as much as my spiritual work like I do here. But I thought physical work was hard. But when I got into becoming a spiritual advisor over 30 years ago, let me tell you something. It's like unbelievable. It is more straining because the work that I do, because I need so much concentration and focus. It's not like it's hard and challenging. Well, sometimes it can be challenging, but I learned how to love myself and accept myself more. Right? Do we just talk about that? So I can accept. I can actually help people. Because if we don't love ourselves, we can still love people, but not the way you would want it. Because you'll have that full potential of having the doors open. But remember, whatever you throw out there is law of attraction. You throw it out, love comes back. But think about going into meditation. When you're stressed out, develop more of a programming with the mind to think more of peace. Have moments of self-peace. Don't you think you deserve that? Why not? Because let's put it this way. If you have the balance of really accepting who you are, even though your life's not perfect, and you have that peace and that bliss within yourself, you're attracting beautiful things to come about. Isn't that a miracle? When you think of all these beautiful things that you have in your mind, you can imagine all the things coming into place, for you. May not be in the direct order that you want, but it will come together. I know sometimes life, it doesn't always work out the way we want it, but it works out. Oh, synchronicity. Okay, so that means everything, it says right here, thank your angels, like as always, and trust them about well-timed guidance and signs, how everything comes together. And everything will create the balance, right? Everything will flow the way they're supposed to come. But we need to have peace and harmony in our life, right? We have that blissfulness. Don't we deserve it? We're so stressed out. Some people are more stressed out than others. I don't want to say everyone's stressed out 100%. No. But when we learn to really start to accept ourselves and love ourselves, even if our life isn't perfect, the peace and the harmony just comes into place. And the scenario you can see, it's like everything just flows. Right? It all comes together. That's why they're showing the yin and yang. Because the yin and yang is the balance of everything. It's okay sometimes to feel sadness and being disappointed. But overall, keep your chin up and think of beautiful things in its place. You'll be surprised, even stressful situations. I've told this to my clients. Even stressful situations, you can mentally handle it better. Why? Because we're putting the energy out, even if it's sometimes you can't help it. Like if you have a death or something, it's hard. I understand that. I've been through my own deaths. Trust me, I have many deaths in my family, unfortunately. And I learned life is precious, and I became even more of a better person. Well, I'm talking about spiritually, even more loving than I ever been before, even though I've always been loving that way, but even more because I really appreciate life. I appreciate how everything was. But just remember this nitty-gritty of the balance. You need the balance in your life for things to flow. And when things flow and you let it go and you trust, that's when these miracles will happen for you, because we're throwing it out what we want the universe to know. Not what we're complaining about, but more focus on our needs, our desires, how ambitious we are. Do you ever question yourself and say to yourself, I can manifest my reality, but I have to trust it and let it flow, right? So we need that moments of that space of just feeling enlightenment. We need to accept what is and don't doubt it. We need to have the balance in our life. When we have the balance, everything just comes together. We need our friends, we need our family, we need to love ourselves, we need to get into it ourselves, right? We need to live life, experience work. I know not everyone likes work, but enjoy. So everything comes down together. And believe it or not, this is a basic concept in life, but it's a challenging one. Why? Because we struggle to have the balance. Without having that balance, things don't flow right and not everything comes together. Do you ever question yourself, how come things don't manifest even though I've been manifesting? Then you want to question to yourself, how many times am I thinking through the day and I'm doubting myself? So you're canceling it. Or the divine knows the plan, because it's always divine plan. Because God knows what you want, and I'll manifest it when you're ready. Because God always said to me, when I bring it to you, it's a blessing. But if I don't bring it to you, it's a protection. Just remember that. It's a protection when it doesn't happen in that particular time. If any of this resonates with you guys, I'd love for you to have a one-on-one session with me. I'll really help you. Even challenges like this, when everyday life, And please write it in the comment box below. I love to hear from you, and so this way I can hear your responses, and I'll definitely write you back. And thank you so much for being here. You guys are awesome. I always love to give wonderful information from the other side. And best way to support me is to hit that thumbs up button or smash that thumbs up. Also, just to let you know that I know it's hard, but remember, breathe, stay focused, and get in tune with oneself. And subscribe here at Marc Healing Arts, M-A-R-C, Healing Arts, and I'll see you soon. Just remember, stay focused, stay grounded, and in tune with oneself, and let things flow. Take care for now. I'm Marc, I'm the spiritual advisor for Marc Healing Arts. All right, welcome to pile number 2. In your life, as you guys know, we need balance, right? For things to come together. First message from your angels is you need the balance for things to flow right. It even says right here from your angels, thank you, angels, for bringing my life into balance. Because they're helping you along. They're guiding you along. They're leading you in the right direction where you could feel within your heart that things are going to flow. Even when they feel turbulence and it feels off, but then if you notice, things get rebalanced again. I know sometimes the energies can feel off. Believe it or not, did you know most of the times when you're feeling those energies, it's really within us coming out. It isn't just from universal energies. It's the energies, the old energies, stagnant energies that don't serve us, is coming out of us. And that's not, and I know it feels uncomfortable. I like to say to you guys, and I also, I say to my clients that don't feed into these energies. If you're feeling this uncomfortable, don't give it more power. Just breathe through it, send love to it, and let it go. Because the more you give it the power, it could come back in. Don't let it come back in. It's trying to come out of you. And I know it doesn't feel great. I know it doesn't feel good. You think of it when you get stressed out. You know how that feels. And now with these ascension energies, oh boy, you do not want to mess with that. Because then I know I've had people tell me that they felt anxiety, brain fog, mind circling. So we need to stay a balance of everything we need in our life. So we need to stay focused and grounded on that. How do we know if our life is balanced? Well, you'll notice how things flow. Are you ignoring your friends? Are you ignoring your partner? Or do you not have a partner? Or do you even want a partner? What is fulfilling your need? What is your growth? What do you want? To have that balance. Are you looking for work? Or maybe you want to bring in more income. How do I bring in more income? You see what I mean? But you want to feel satisfied and things are flowing. But if you have everything in front of you, like you have family and friends, and you spend time with them, you connect with them, okay, now you kind of have more of a balance. Now you may say to me, well, Marc, I don't feel like I have as much of a balance. I feel like things are off. Then you got to question yourself, well, what is off balance and what do you need to put back to balance? Right? Are you not loving yourself like you should? And you be more hard on yourself? Maybe you should lighten up. Are you not enjoying your life? Connect with Mother Nature? But instead of you staying in your home and hiding out, instead of being out in the light and connecting with Mother Nature, where's the balance? Sometimes you need to stay in, sometimes you need to go out. Sometimes you got to do your work, but at times you got to give yourself a break. Here comes the balance of everything that's coming together. So keep it in mind. Everything flows. Honor your beauty. Honor your beauty. This is really, really important. Honor your beauty. That means love yourself who you are. When you look in the mirror, Do you ever question yourself? I'm such a great person. I'm really a loving person. Do we accept that? Or he goes, well, I gained weight and I don't look as good and I don't feel as good and I don't have encouragement in myself. I don't feel right. No one's perfect. But really, when you look at the beauty within you, you say to yourself, you know what? I'm a living being. I have a beautiful heart. I believe and I have faith and trust in myself and God or Jesus or the higher power, the angels and guides, the loved ones, whoever you want to call upon. And life is special to me. So when you're honoring your beauty, the beauty is within you and what surrounds you, not only within you, but what's around, the beauty around you. So honor your beauty of who you are and how life surrounds you. And that's one of the balance, right? To look at things how they are, to appreciate life, but also to feel good about yourself, that you're loving yourself, of knowing that you're meeting all your needs. So you're meeting all your needs, so you're creating a balance. That's one of the ways of creating this balance, is making things and putting things in order to fulfill your needs. Because when you honor yourself, then you're proud of everything that comes into place for you. Because other things could be distractions going on, confusion, distortion, but it's really within here, the beauty within you and what surrounds you, like your auric energies around you, is how you honor your beauty of who you essence as a soul. I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if you know this, but your soul, it's within your body. It's in other spiritual realms at the same time in many different lifetimes. But the beauty is not just the physical, but it's also the spirit of who you are as a being. So keep that in mind. When you have confusion and you don't know where to go, well, guess what? There's a spiritual support. They're here to guide you and support you. Even me as a spiritual advisor, you know what? Let me tell you something. Being a spiritual advisor, I know people are lost and confused and they don't know where to put themselves. They don't know their direction. So the angels come forth, like I'm blessed, I have this gift to help you guys. That they come forth, they give me messages to give to you guys on how to help you in the right direction. But you also have it within you to listen. Do you ever talk to your own spirit? We're talking about your spirit knows your journey. But do we ever listen within? It's great to do the affirmations. It's great to meditate. It's great. Say beautiful affirmations to manifest beautiful things, right? Great to manifest within you by closing your eyes like I'm doing right now and meditating. That's all great. So affirmations, meditation, great. One is external, you're saying it out loud into the universe. One is internal, going within. But do you ever have self-talk? Self-talk is when you're really talking to your soul to find out, what am I missing? Or start to ask questions and feel within. You'll get the answer. But guess what? It's not just coming from your spirit. It's also coming from the other side. Sometimes you could talk directly to your spirit as well. So you do have spiritual support to guide you in your life. Isn't that part of honoring your beauty within? Because you have God within you. You have you have your own soul connected as one. To honor the beauty. Remember, it's not just a physical thing. It's an energetic thing. beauty, honor your beauty in many different, who you are as a soul, who you are as a physical being, right? Here we go back to the balance of having the guidance and support in your life so you can work through all these things. We can't do it by ourselves. I know I have spiritual coaches helping me, and I've been doing this work for over 30 years. I also have the angels and guides on the other side helping me. And I've been doing this for over 30 years. So what does that mean? I still need the spiritual support. That's what keeps my business flowing. That's what keeps my life flowing, to get that balance going. And I honor the beauty, not of who I am as the physical, but also as the spiritual part of my being. So I'm looking at things in all different ways. So that's why I'm really trying to clarify to you guys on honor your beauty. It's not just the physical. How about the mental and emotional? How about having a beautiful heart? Think about that. Also, never dim your light. Shine your light. Shine your light. Really, really important. What does that mean? That means to keep the frequency up and to glow like a light bulb and feel great and feel your best. Right? Because if you're keeping your frequency up, and people can feel it. You may not think so, or you may think so, or you probably know so, that when we shine our light and we glow, we may not actually literally see the white glow. You know, it's interesting, when I do Tai Chi work, my teacher said to me, I mean, God bless his soul, he's like 99 years old. Well, I don't see him anymore. I talk once in a while to him, but he says, when you're open, your chi is open. I said, what do you mean by chi? I know chi is energy. He goes, I actually literally saw a white glow around me, and that's the etheric body of your being as well as God, and I saw that glowing. So that's one good example of shining the light. That was a really surprise example, but shining your light of who you are as a being. Give it to your full best to feel that frequency of feeling happy, feeling blessed to be alive, feeling honored in all ways of who you are as a being, right? We just talked about that. Of knowing how special you are as a spirit and how you're never alone and you have the support. And when you have the balance, everything just comes together. Even though it may not make sense. I mean, sometimes we feel like, oh, we're alone. Are we really alone? Not really. They're always around us. We come on this earth. They're here. They're guiding us into our body. And when we leave, they're there helping us trans over. So we're never alone. So keep in mind about how things should flow. Keep in mind how you feel about yourself. Keep in mind there's always a surrounding of love around you, even if you don't feel it or not. And be the best person you want in the world. And shine your light so you could really shine it for yourself and others around you. And you can give them their love and they'll give you love back. And this is from the other side as well as other people who surround you, because you'll attract it and they'll come. I love to hear from you guys. If you want to write a comment in the comment box below, I love to hear from you. And anything resonates with you today, I'd love for you to schedule a session with me, and I would love to help you on your journey. And thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for you guys being here. You guys are awesome. I always love to see you on here, and I always have my blessings and love to you guys. And smash the like button to support my channel. And also, please subscribe at Marc Healing Arts if you have it, right here on spiritual guidance and wisdom. I'll see you soon. I send my love and the best to you guys. Take care for now. I'm Mark. I'm the spiritual advisor for Marc Healing Arts. All right, you guys, welcome to pile number 3. Express your creativity. Really, really important to express your creativity. You know what that means? That means not only within your mind, you're expressing it because you see it, right? You see it within your mind, but you're also expressing it out into the universe, how you want to create it. Or if you're created already, create more of it so it could feel more complete. Because when you start to express yourself more and you start talking about it, we don't realize at times when we're talking about something, we're creating that reality. And I'm sure you guys heard that many times over. That's nothing new. All right, so that's why this, and they're even saying this to me to tell you right here. You want to thank your angels for expressing my inner creator. That's right, the creator that's within you. Because we are co-creators. And if we're co-creators, that means you and God's within our soul. We're connected as one. God and us is connected as one. We can manifest our reality through our minds because God manifested for us by the way we think and feel. So by expressing your creativity, you're telling the universe, the higher power, however you want to say it, what you see your future to be. But remember, when you do this work, make it like you already have it. The universe does not know any different. So however you're thinking and feeling and believing, it's going to manifest on that. So we are co-creators, so we don't even realize we're manifesting all day. You can thank the angels that they keep that under control, because if we get too into the lower frequency energies, they kind of like brush that away, because, thanks the angels for that one. Okay. So we want to be careful of our thoughts, but we want to express our creativity by the way we want in our life. What do we want to create? Do you ever question yourself that? What do I want to create in my life? What, a better job? My soul partner? Going on many trips? If you have health issues, that I'm cured or healthy? Think of what you want to create and put it to use. You'll be surprised with your mind on how we think and feel and believe, how things can change just by our thoughts. Now, dealing with, as we know, we're all going through this, and you guys do know this, change and transition. Transition's big time changeover. Well, let me tell you something. I know I just mentioned to you guys about expressing your creativity, right? Manifest your reality. We just talked about that, right? But through that, things do manifest and they do trans over, right? And things are changing. So what's going on here? Our minds are manifesting our reality. Number 2, we have the ascension going, connecting us as one. That things are going on in our bodies and our mind. I'm sure you guys have heard the ascension symptoms, the spiritual changes we're going through, the physical changes we're going through. Well, that's the change and the transitions what's going on. Changes that we normally never had before or experienced. We're going through it now. We're at a special time. I know we may look at it as, oh my God, this change is going. You know what? This is the year of the 9, right? And what does the year of the 9 mean? The end of the old, bye-bye, the beginning of the new. Next year is the 10, a new beginning, right? But we have to go through these changes. All the dark stuff has to come up to the surface. We are walking through a dark tunnel to get into the light of the end of the tunnel and walk through. And that will happen in But our mind is so creative, it's how we're thinking, we're making our own reality. Many different timelines, many different outcomes. So how we're feeling and thinking and believing, we're manifesting our reality. Now you may say, well, Mark, I've heard that before. Yes, but are we aware of it? Do we put that into place? Or do we remember? Sometimes we forget and we're constantly doing it. We have to change it. That's part of the change, our mental thoughts, right? Physical changes, well, we get older anyway, we go through changes. I know for me, who's 62, I know I've felt a lot of different changes going on, but that's the physical normal changes. But how about the spiritual changes that are going on? A lot of different changes. Look what's going on around the world right now. Things we're so used to a system running this way, and now it's changing. It looks like it's falling apart before it gets created. Doesn't things get destructed first before things change over? Isn't that part of the transition and change? Right? We may not always want that, but the divine has our best. So keep that in mind. But this is something you guys really, 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 I know I do it, and I emphasize this, and this is from your angels. I know sometimes you're going through a hard time, and I know it's not so easy, but we need to count our blessings. Because if we don't, and we don't have the gratitude, how do things manifest? Right? Talking about expressing your creativity. How do things manifest and change over in transition? I mean, the ascension will still come and the change is going to come. But how do we, if we don't count our blessings and we don't have gratitude for things, how can we get blessed more? Because we're not acknowledging it. Sometimes it can happen on its own anyway. But we need to focus on our blessings, how good we have it. Because we're vibing that within ourselves. The universe is feeling it, and the universe knows it. Right? So think of all the changes and transitions we're going through, and think of everything you're creating by the way we're thinking. And part of it is also counting your blessings, everything that you do have. Part of being creative. Oh, I'm appreciated I have a home. I appreciate I have food on the table. Oh, I appreciate I have a partner. Or appreciate the door's going to open so I can find my soulmate. Oh, I'm going to manifest I have a good job, even if I don't know that, or maybe I do, and I appreciate that. I appreciate even things, counting your blessings, even if you don't have it, you can manifest it. And appreciate the things, even when you do have it, acknowledge it. Because it's important, because the more we keep on putting out our creativity and we keep on going through these changes and the transitions, we stay at a higher frequency and we manifest our reality the way we want. Remember, you have the choice. You have the choice. To a certain point, I know you can't change everything. I know. But you have the chance of changing your reality the way you think, feel, and believe. But we need to listen within our heart what we want and manifest our. So be very creative, knowing all the different changes going on with the ascension, our bodies, our mind, and all that. Purify it by thinking positive thoughts and keeping your frequency up high, even if you're having you're having down times. Or I like to say things that feel like they're falling or things are not working right. But count your blessings to keep your vibe up and stay in tune within yourself. Really important. Really, really important. And Archangel Raziel says the spiritual gifts. Spiritual gifts, believe it or not, through this transition and the changes that are going on, things are going to go on. Remember I just told you about the changes that are going on? Things around the world as how they are, right? The change and the transition. Well, from that, even though it'll be more like going more toward the people now, helping each other, loving each other, but also you have these spiritual gifts within you, but we need to discover ourselves, and the universe has gifts for us too. They bless us with things. But remember, we got to remember to count our blessings for it and acknowledge it. Acknowledgement is so important. It's more important than we realize, because sometimes if we don't, then the end just goes, well, then why should I bring, I will, but why should I bring them more blessings if they're not appreciating what I'm giving them now? They'll never appreciate. And how do they grow if they don't appreciate? Saying that's part of growth, about appreciating things that we do have and acknowledging it and feel how special on how our life really is. So remember all the different changes that are going on. Think of how we're constantly manifesting things in our life. Also acknowledge the fact of everything we have versus what we don't have. But also notice we have our spiritual gifts that we can open up many doors and help people, help ourselves, help the collective, help the universe, galaxies, the masses. Think of what we could do. Some people could have mental telepathy. Talk if some people believe in ETs, or also helping people, doing healing work. Teaching, educating. There's so many different spiritual gifts that we all have to help each other and help the collective, right? Isn't that part of creating your reality on what you could do to help people? And then you're helping them, and their minds change, and they create their own reality on how they think and feel. So it's like a domino effect. When you help others, you're also helping yourself. It's all connected. Part of your spiritual gifts of giving it within yourself to help yourself and help others, all right? And acknowledging everything that comes in your life and put everything in its place. And knowing everything will come together. It just knowing how to know what our realities and everything that we want in store for ourselves. So we have to look within, and we have to do some more self-talk of what we really want to make all this happen, of all these different changes, to really, for our life to prosper and move forward and become successful. Of course, we all want that. So keep that in mind. If any of you are stuck and you're confused and you don't know, where to put yourself, I would love to help you with it. My door is open to that. Definitely check out the description box below. I offer so many different sessions. I can help you on your journey, but also what I'd like to bring out is I love to hear from you guys. So please, write it in the comment box below. I love to hear from you. Oh yeah, also subscribe here at Marc Healing Arts about spiritual wisdom and knowledge. Well, actually, I should say education. So I can really open doors for you, because they're giving me always beautiful messages to give to you guys. Take care for now. Just please remember. Oh, you'll also follow me on all platforms. I forgot to mention that to you guys. But I'll see you soon. Take care of yourself. Be well. I send my blessings to you. I'm Marc. I'm the spiritual advisor for Marc Healing Arts.